All right, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully all the levels are good. All right. Let's get into it. Not waste any more time. Second day. We are, as much as I'd love to pal around Clocktown for a little while, we have to get back to the swamp and finish up the swamp. And I'm forgetting the wind song, but let me turn down the volume a bit. I love the details they added in the HD. The Hylian text. That's really cool. Left, right, down. That's right. Man, it's like as a kid I had all these songs memorized. Oh no, wait, that was a song of healing. I want the song of soaring. Okay. Down, right, up. Okay, Woodfall. So we're going. Do I have a bottle? I do. I should get that. Just in case. Don't want any embarrassing deaths. Yeah, it's amazing how much this game being a PC port, you know, it's not a large game, but the fact that they're able to port it to the PC makes it so that it's way less taxing on the system that's running it. Because, like, I'm having a really hard time getting Metroid Prime 3 to run adequately on my system. But this game just runs perfectly, and I can stream to 5 different locations at the same time. It's pretty awesome. All right. Okay, so we got the bow last time. I believe we did. Yes, we did. Good. And now we need to get to other areas of this map. I need to go hit that switch. I'm hoping to get... Should have enough time. We're only halfway through the second day. Little tattle notification that is there, lets me know it's there, but does not interrupt me. I can choose to ignore it. It's not Miles McKenzie telling me to go get the green crystals every 2 seconds and then forcing me to open the map. Last night I tried to do a stream. Wait, what did that do? Oh, it opened up that chest, that's right. I tried to do a stream for a game demo that I found on X, and it was more or less successful. The game itself isn't really wasn't really optimized very well, I think, and that caused, you know, my system to crash out. So it was only streamed to YouTube, and you can skip over. I'm gonna edit it so you can skip over the parts that were the parts that had the technical issue there, but it was fun. It was called the Mad King Redemption, a hack and slash beat 'em up roguelite. Okay, hang on. I gotta think. How did I get this thing to rise again? I have to get... I have to light that. What do you think, Tattle? The torch is still warm, too. I still don't have a compass. Interesting. Okay, but now that I have the bow... Oh, that's right. Silly me. I always thought that was a cool interaction that I'm not quite sure if it ever explicitly told you to do that. Like in any of the Zelda, in any of the 3D Zelda games. Okay. Like shoot an arrow through the fire to light it. Pretty sure it never explicitly tells you that. You just kind of have to figure it out. Like they set it up for you pretty explicitly, but it never actually says, "Hey, shoot. Maybe you should shoot the arrow through the fire to light it on fire, so then you can light the torch." Like it never does that. It kind of trusts you to figure that out, which I like. I always like it when the game trusts me to do certain things. Sorry. Just gonna take a second. It's hard to aim with this controller. No! Alright, hang on. Seriously. This is not that difficult as a child. There we go. Oh yeah. This room. I don't think I want to be in here just yet. I want to get all of the I want to get all the fairies for sure. So I'm gonna head back out. And I gotta go back in. Here. do think that there's another one in here? Yes, there's definitely another one in here. Oh yeah, it's up there with the bees. Okay, no fairy in here. I know people were, when I watched some, you know, reviews in preparation for this game, the finding of like all the different fairies, this kind of like rubbed people the wrong way in a sense. Like it seemed like just another thing to pad out the gameplay, but you know, I kind of liked it. It adds to the, you know, it adds to the world of the game. You know, it shows how even the great fairies are impacted by the Skull Kid and whatnot, and it gives you an item. Like, it's not just something you need to do. Like, it would be bad if it was something like, hey, you need to do this to complete the temple. But because it's optional, it makes, I feel it makes it, add something to the gameplay does pad the game out for sure, but I don't know, it's not too much of a strain. Once you figure out how the temple, the temple mechanism moves, which I learned was like, that's kind of the basic structure of every single temple in Majora's Mask, is you gotta learn how to operate the temple. Like the temple, like this one's quite simple. You just you gotta move that big flower up and down. It's like teaching you that in every single temple, you're going to have to learn how to operate it and navigate it. It's quite easy to kind of get to the location you need to get. That's what I'm getting at. And I never found it to be too big of a strain. Oh, I was in here. Okay, good. Like, collectathons can be annoying, but as long as they're done right. You know, as long as there's some, you know, the purpose of what you're doing, and there's multiple like reasons to go around hunting for these things. If you, the player, don't feel that, then it's gonna be rough. That's why I think the issue with the green crystals in Metroid Prime 4 was so so poorly received, was because of that. Like, it was very clear, like, yeah, they were giving you something out of it, but it wasn't anything big. I mean, you got the upgrades, but then that upgrade only served one purpose. And then you got the green crystal energy finder that only served the purpose of you finding more crystals. The best thing they gave you was the shot upgrade, which in and of itself is like, that's really useful, but you can, even that is like, it's behind a barrier. Which kind of brings me back to what I was saying earlier about having that little comment about having choice to engage with Tattle or not. Like, you want to always increase player agency, even in the slightest ways. Give the player choice, give them the means to interact with things or not, or like in the case of the green crystals and the bonuses that you get from it. those were very, very segmented. Like, right at the beginning of the game, it would have been nice to be able to get as many green crystals as you want. But then, you can't. So therefore, you have to play through certain scripted events, and only then when they allow you to, can you get what you think you need. Morning, Eamon. Sorry, I was just rambling to myself. Didn't see you there. Bees. Oh no, that's not Eamon. That's Seek the Sky. Sorry, I just saw the symbol. Morning, Seek the Sky. Imagine trying to reassemble all the great fairies in a single cycle. I wouldn't have been great if there was a reward for that. Yeah, I think the game would have. I wonder. I mean, the game was supposed to have a 7-day cycle, but they decided to can that because it would have been too big for the system. But there are videos of people who beat it all on the first day, and I don't think they use any hacks for it. They might. They might use glitches. Yeah, there are videos where a guy beats it all in one cycle. I think the first cycle, which is pretty cool. I don't know, maybe if they remade this game and put enough time and effort into it, they could do it so that you could, in a sense, like, complete a lot of it in one cycle. But I don't know if, like, again, kind of like what we discussed in one of the previous episodes, part of the game is understanding you can't save everyone. And if they make it so that you can save everyone, then that kind of takes away from the feel of the game, you know? Like, trust me, I'm all for a happy ending, and I do believe this game has a happy ending. But, you know, part of the... Oh, I got two. Part of it, like a good interpretation of this game, I feel, is like dealing with grief and loss. And you can't just, you know, fix everything in your life. Sometimes you have to kind of accept what has happened to you to a certain extent. And they, you know, they give you the ability to actually try and do it, but ultimately you can't save everyone in this game. And if you do take it so that after you get all the masks, you technically save everyone, even still, like, you still have the scene with the butler, like, weeping before his son. Like, he's the one you couldn't save. Sorry. Oh, what? I thought I killed that. I'm approaching halftime. You're right, I am. Have you ever imagined how the hero of time would ultimately become the hero's shade? You mean the hero shade, you're referring to, what's it called? Twilight Princess, right? Yes. And there's numerous videos out there about how the hero of time is like the most tragic hero out there. And you know, it's kind of true given what happens. He kind of gets, like, fades into memory, which is kind of the point, I guess. Yes. Haha. We did it. All right. Yep. I thought that was pretty cool how they did that. It really, very rarely. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's a pretty clear connection between two titles that connects them in the timeline, which I kind of like, you know. And it's kind of unlike Nintendo to do that. So it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if Nintendo just, because they develop the they start with the gameplay, what they want Link to do, and then they develop the story around that. And because the design of the hero's shade I don't think there are any like real hints in his design, like how he looks, that hint he is the hero of time. Maybe definitely in what he says, but I wonder if that was like an afterthought. Like, what if we just made this character the hero of time in dialogue options? I don't know. I have to replay Twilight Princess. It's been a long, long time. But I would totally believe it if Nintendo was like, oh yeah, he's totally the hero of time, when they had no plan to do so. I love how weird this game is. Oh wow, they even throw some bombs in there so you can blow him up if he happens to be next to it. That's right, he throws those at you. Come here. Waiting for it to go away. Oh gosh. Oh, come on. Gosh, I am hurting. No, wrong guy. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to embarrass myself and die to the first boss. Other than the fact that people who are lost in the Lost Woods become Skull or kids or Stalfos. So yeah, does Link go in the... Yeah, that is true. But it doesn't say that Link goes into the Lost Woods. She's just in the woods. So maybe it's like a general rule: if you get lost in any woods, you become a Stalfos. Basically, the entire journey through Termina was, in reality, a ploy of the mysterious villain to retrieve the fierce deity mask from Termina in order to use both masks to breach the sacred realm. And following that, the destruction of the Temple of Time and its door would cause a massive earthquake that would devastate Hyrule and lead to the huge chasms in Twilight Princess. The Majora's Mask 3D version of this fight sucked. It did. I didn't like the addition of the big eyes onto the bosses. Oh, the Oath to Order, such a cool song. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good theory about how it all comes together. I mean, it fits. Getting Link, luring Link into the Lost Woods. Everything in Termina happens in like an alternate reality, but yet it's still connected to the main reality of the Zelda universe. If you want to go a step further, you could say that Lorule is part of Termina. It's just the minor version of the Star-Spangled Banner. The Oath to Order is the minor version of the Star-Spangled Banner. You'll have to break that down for me at some point. The Zelda multiverse. Yeah. My theory that I don't have really any a theory I really like, and this I will say is my own headcanon, is that Lorule, the Dark World, Termina, and the Depths are all like connected. In the Shadow Realm, and Twilight Princess is they're all connected. Either they were one another at one point, or they shift around. But I definitely think Lorule was the Depths. We're getting some character development in an N64 game. That's cool. New Game Plus, good to see you. What do you mean Tattle is to Sunder? Is that another joke I'm not getting that you'll have to explain to me, which will kill the joke? I do not know what that means. That's like 90% of our conversations is you guys explaining something to me that I don't understand. Oh, I gotta get rid of my fairy. Maybe I do know what it means. I just, I just forgot. Okay, let's go. Wait. I'm not gonna forget to go to the Great Fairy. At least they removed all the enemies for me. Okay, I don't know quite how to explain what I'm gonna say. But I have done like a couple, like two or three videos where I like talk. Like almost like a very, very short video essay. And one of them was on what I think is the best and worst aspect of the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And one of the best aspects of it was, I thought, that the pacing of its story. How it goes through several mini arcs. Oh, was I not supposed to dive? Oh, man. I gotta go back. It goes through several, like, mini story arcs that complete the main story arc. And how whenever you complete a temple, you don't just complete a segment of the game, you also complete a narrative arc. One that's directly connected to the main story. Like, freeing Death Mountain frees the Gorons, builds up your connection with Darunia, you become brothers, you get the fire emeralds, you get the Goron bracelet. Like, all of it is connected, all of it serves the gameplay. And in this game, I feel like the major parts of the story are similar to, like, Breath of the Wild, in that the major parts of the narrative happen before you got there. Like, figuring out what happened to the Skull Kid, where Majora came from, what's happened to all these people, and how to undo it. So there are like a billion mini story arcs in this game, but they happen as you, like, the pacing is very different. It's not bad, it's just different. So, like, you can tell this story, the piecing together the world can happen out of order, which is how Breath of the Wild succeeds where Tears of the Kingdom failed. The Tears of the Kingdom story should not be told out of order, and it should be paced well. Breath of the Wild, Majora's Mask, Metroid Prime 1 and 2, like, those stories, the major chunks of the story happened before you actually got there. So you can therefore learn about it in ways that are not linear. Anyway, just pointing that out there, that the pacing of this game from a narrative perspective is different than Ocarina of Time. It's not worse. I'm not trying to say that. But it works because of the kind of story that it is. Like, every major event, every bad thing has already kind of happened, and now you're here trying to learn about it, learn about these people, and trying to fix it. In each segment of the game, you do complete a larger narrative, but it's not like pushing the story forward in the same way that Tears of the Kingdom did. No, not Tears of the Kingdom. It's not pushing the story forward in the same way that Ocarina of Time did. I got money. I'm going to file that little talk under things that I find interesting that I hope other people find interesting as well. Please watch my stream. Tsundere basically means a girl who's aggressive and or mean and are mean to the target of her affections. It's like, I like you or anything, idiot. There's Dare, which is, am I pronouncing it right? Totally nice. Oh, like Helga G. Pataki in in Hey Arnold. I don't know. My wife was not mean to me before she met, but I guess it's a childish thing. Kids do that. Yeah, I get it. Okay, that's a good word. A good vocab word. I learned something. Thank you. There's an unused cutscene where the Great Fairy actually coaches Link on how to use the spin attack. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Sadly, it had to be cut. Oh my gosh. That's brutal. And surely you've heard of Yandere. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Yandere? Sundare? Daradare? Am I saying it correctly? And no, I haven't. This game is so charming. Aw. I'll Google it later. Yandere, a girl is seemingly kind and sweet, but is violently possessive and psychotic. That is a good word to know. Are these actual words, or are they like slang? Well, I do have 3 sons, so I'll make sure to communicate to them these 3 words and to categorize all women they meet into those 3. That is true. I have not seen a lot of anime, because that's what made me think that these are slang developed out of possibly anime terms, because those are very classic anime tropes with women. How do you do, fellow kids? The amount of times I've thought about that meme talking to you guys is kind of surprising. But you guys are my age, right? Like, I'm 38. God, that sounds old. We're kind of in the same generation. Mid-20s here. Okay, so I'm definitely older than you guys. I'm pretty sure the amount of anime that I've watched can be counted on one hand. I've seen Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, Bleach, Demon Slayer. So yes, I think that's it off the top of my head. I've not watched a lot of anime. I'm not opposed to it, for sure. I like anime. I think it gets, like video games, culturally it gets a bad rap to those who are not fans of anime. Oh, this is a long race. Should probably not be the Jakku scrub here, because I believe if I touch the fire, I die. Where did he go? I don't have any arrows. Oh my gosh, this is so long. Forgot how long that race was. Well done. Here's a pig mask I found. If Deku catches fire, simply void out. Okay. Actually, when I see you, I might have my son, who left home long ago. Somehow I feel I'm racing with my son again. I'm afraid I may have tried too hard to outrun you. I'll forgive you. And I'm infinitely sad. Aww. When you said, oh no, I didn't read the rest of your sentence, and I thought I had done something horrible. We can race him again for a heart piece, right? I'm pretty sure we can, but maybe we'll do cleanup later. Alright, so I got the oath to order. Also, like, the structure of this game too is very much. It is very much like a Metroidvania in that while you can go everywhere, like, you're not physically blocked from a lot of places. You are in some, but like you have to. The time is like another factor that you have to consider when accessing different story beats and things you can get, which is a really cool way of as the boss keys guy puts it, setting a lock and key. Like, the key is not the key that you need to access that particular part of the game is not another item, but rather a particular time in the game. I like boss keys. That channel's cool. Alright. Now I gotta think. Oh, let's go get the bomber's notebook. What can we do here? You guys are gonna this is gonna be really frustrating for you, I'm sorry. But there will be me wasting lots of time here and there, so, on accident. It's not on purpose, I promise. I don't want to soar back to Clock Town. I want to walk. I want to see what there is. It'll help me get the lay of the land. And 20 rupees. You're gonna send me into another rant on what's it called? Fast travel. Is this open? Can I do this now? Look at that. That's cool. Oh, that bird. That darn bird. Got a bubble. I think I need the hook shot to get that. While we're on the topic of fast travel, one of the things I really did not like about Echoes of Wisdom was how many fast travel points there were. Even in the dungeons. Even in the dungeons, they gave you fast travel points. And it was almost like they didn't want you to traverse the terrain, which is like at some point in the game you need fast travel for sure, and it's great. Like, this game does it progressively, so did Echoes of Wisdom, but there were so many fast travel points that I feel like I never actually had to walk anywhere. Which, you know, made the game a little too easy, and you don't really get to know the world. Like, at least Breath of the Wild had a nice progressive back travel system as well. You had to actually move from place to place, get the lay of the land, and then, you know, there were a lot of fast travel points in Breath of the Wild for sure, but not nearly as many as technically, well, like, Tears of the Kingdom overdid it, I thought. But if you introduce a fast travel system too early or too much, like, it wasn't too much of a task for me to walk back to Clocktown. You know, had that been like a 10-minute trek, it would have been much easier to just walk back to Clocktown. But, you know, it was fine. It's fun to walk around this world, so I want to. Oh, I have to find them all by tomorrow morning. Hopefully I didn't just... Come here, little guy. I know Takuri drops a huge rupee on death. And my wallet is full. You know, oh, it drops the... Oh, that's right, 2541. Fine, I won't play the whole game again. All of them. Sorry, Seek the Sky. I apologize. I'll figure out the notification. But now they already started it, and I'm gonna wander around Clocktown anyway. I'm gonna just do it. I've already found 3 of them. Might as well get the other 2, so I can move the story along. Because I don't think I can get in there now, can I? I'll go try. Yeah, the bomber kids don't like Deku Link, I know that. What was it? Oops. Hit the wrong button. I feel like it was 254. What was it? 25431? Nope. Let me look it up, unless one of you guys knows it off the top of your head. Let's see. Majora's Mask. Bomber. 21345. Thank you. Two, 1, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Should pop up. That's weird. Why is it so difficult? Oh, it's a random per save file. Okay. Well, there's 2 right here, so let's just get them. I didn't write it down, obviously, because, you know, whatever. That's me. Yay. Oh, they don't respond to day cooling. That's annoying. Oh, only 4 left. That's what you tried to tell me. Bummer. And he's gonna go there. Okay. Oh, come on. 21435. Two, 1, 4, 3. Yeah. Thank you. Oh. I should get bombs. That's what I'll do. I'll get bombs before the end of this. Oh, I don't need to go here, right? No need to go to the moon. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, go in there and just walk right out. Got it. Okay, that's what I thought. Because I don't need the moon tier just yet. Only if I want to get the deed. Here, you know what I'll do? Watch this. I'm gonna pop out this chat and throw it on the side of my screen over here. There we go. So now I can see when you guys are writing stuff. You can't see it, but I can. Also, why is this? This is off a little bit. That's weird. Okay. What's my name, guy? Yeah. Find trouble people and add their names and pictures. Only 20 people will fit in your book. Promise to help them and mark promises with stickers. Never be late with fulfilling your promises. You get a happy sticker. I wonder if Morshu is the leader of the bombers. The bomber's secret side of justice added you to your notebook. You were taught the secret code. It was added to your notebook. Alright. What is it? It's almost dawn of the third day. Let's, I need membership. Oh, that's right. I gotta do the... Well, at this point, they've already gotten abducted by aliens, so... Everything's closed. Can I go in the inn? There's a silver rupee past the parkour section, East Clocktown. The parkour section, East Clocktown. Okay. I am in East Clocktown. Right? This is East Clocktown? Oh, I don't have the map of Clocktown yet. Maybe I should go get that. Leaves behind the giant, that giant octo. Yeah, okay. Where's Tingle? Is he just not here at night? Yep. Okay. Well, you know. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember. Yeah, it's a very fast way to get rupees. And I failed. He just bails on me. Yeah. I feel like he's there every time in other versions of the game. Yeah, I remember visiting this chest a lot. Alright, let's go talk to some people and trigger some bomber notebook stuff. Oh, can I get the, if I go out the north gate, I might be able to find the dancer guy. Unless he's gone by this time of day. I know he only appears at night. Is he down here? Oh no, he's up here. He's up on one of these things. If he's here at all. There he is. I'm disappointed, oh Moon, I have died. I plan to bring the world together and stir it into a giant melting pot with a dance. If only I taught my dances some. Yeah, the Song of Healing. Popular new dance craze. He just burns up and disappears. Alright. Now, I think I have enough time to get back to... I know there's a song written on the wall there, but I think I have enough time to get back to the dancers and get their heart piece. I know. I know. The time is running out. That's gonna happen a lot in this playthrough. Me not having a lot of time. Alright. Let me show you how it's done, ladies. How do I dance? No. Oh, shoot. How do I dance? Oh, yeah, there we go. That's the labeled button dance. You know what? The chat on the screen was distracting me. Seeking the sky. That is a creepy mask. Like a lot of masks in this game. Yeah. Unfortunately, I do not have Netflix. Maybe someday when I'm actually making money from my YouTube ventures, will I be able to afford Netflix, but I can't do it right now. Why? What's on Netflix? Is there an anime? Okay, we got bombs. What's the pig mask do? Well, more like a show I'm interested in. But it hasn't had a new content in 6 years. Oh my gosh, I hate when that happens. What show is it? I might have seen it. I used to have Netflix. Glitch text. No, I haven't. Opens at 10. Okay, who else can I talk to? Can we go in the inn? Nope. Guess I'll go learn that song near the Stormfront, or Stormhead, or whatever it's called. Still can't find Tingle. Well, if you ever find methods of watching the show other than on Netflix, because we know they'll never promote it, recommend it. Got it. I'll take a look. Is it like a show where they go over technology, or is it actual like narrative? This is kind of silly how like This is one of those small, like, immersion breaking things in a game. Where it's like, oh, there's a cool little thing that the Skull Kid drew with his friends. And then it's like, oh, it's the GameCube. It's the Nintendo 64 buttons. Like, couldn't they have, like, I don't know, made it a bit more in-universe to teach me that song? I don't know. Okay. Oh, wait. Sorry. A, down, right, right, left. Oh, it's not a... Oh, I see. It's just a callback to the... That's a serenade of water, I think. Oh, shoot. Oh, wait, okay, no, it's not... It's not time yet. I still have time. It's an action cartoon in the same sort of category of stuff like Ben 10 or DCAU. It's mostly episodic, but has the makings of lore that didn't see the light of day. Oh, that's too bad. I love the DCAU. I have the 90s, early 2000s DCAU all on DVD. Like Batman the Animated Series, Superman, Justice League Unlimited. Oh, that was so good. Hey, White Wolf. God bless you as well. Doing all right? Just frustrating, frustrating my viewers. I hope it never dies. I need some arrows. Give me arrows. There we go. There's an arrow. I know I can't get far in here, but I'm hoping to get an owl statue so I can fast travel. Yeah, I can't wait. My son's 6 years old right now. I think he might be able to handle Batman the Animated Series. But, man, kids shows back when I was a youngster, kids shows just had a different... I feel like the writers, they both did and did not, like, they had just a different tolerance for what they thought kids could handle. Like, nobody died in the original animated Batman the Animated Series. Nobody died. There was always, if someone fell, there was always like a parachute, or if someone got hit by the Joker toxin, they got to the hospital and they recovered. You know, that kind of stuff. But there's also that episode where, in like this, in the first season of Batman the Animated Series, there's also that episode where, like, you have Mr. Freeze, and you learn about his backstory and how he's just trying to save his wife, and then the mayor of Gotham gets trapped in a Mr. Freeze suit under the ocean, and it's just like implied he's gonna live there for the rest of his life, but he can't die because he's in the freeze suit, you know. Or the episode with the little girl who's not a little girl. She has a disease where she never grows up, and that's her, like, that causes her to go crazy, and she like teams up with Killer Croc. It's like, those are some pretty heavy heavy stories for a kid, for like a 7-year-old, but we just accepted it. So I'm waiting for him to be 7, and then I'll introduce him to that. I like these guys. Ooga, ooga. Those 90s cartoons, yeah, they were onto something. They definitely knew that kids weren't as dumb as people think they are today. Yes, that is a great point. But basically, the big gaming corporation creates gaming technology that goes horribly awry and leaks video games, entities, and elements into reality. So to, oh, that's cool. Eliminate those glitches, clean up damage, and wipe memories of all witnesses, Men in Black style. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, he forged Phantom. That's the theory behind this guy? He forged Phantom Ganon's sword. I've never heard that. But White Wolf, going back to your point about they definitely knew kids weren't as dumb as people think they are today. That's kind of the sentiment I had. I don't know if you watched my Metroid Prime 4 playthrough, but that's kind of the sentiment I got, like, speaking to the Miles character in that game. Like, not... He had his own dialogue for sure, but his function in the game was to serve as, like, pointing you in the right direction. And he talked to you, like, the dialogue written for him was like the dialogue of a child. You know, go here. This is the fire shot. It shoots fire, and you could probably melt things with it because it's the fire shot and creates heat. And I posted a clip on TikTok, and a lot of the TikTok people were like, yeah, that's because this game is meant for kids. And then I thought, I wouldn't speak to my son that way. My son is 6 years old, and he can understand, you know, how fire works, and put 2 and 2 together, that if I shoot fire at this guy, he's gonna melt. Like, I don't need an NPC to lay that out for me. So I think it's both, they treat kids as stupid, and they treat adult gamers, or young adult gamers, as stupid. They don't think we can pick up, like, intuitive things like fire is hot. Sorry, you poked me a little pet peeve I have with modern gaming. Zubora Gabora is engraved on Phantom Ganon's sword in Wind Waker. These guys' names, it's engraved in Hylian, so you wouldn't know. Oh, that is cool. That is an instance of Nintendo caring about the lore in a really weird way. Is he? Yeah. Oh, they don't say their names. I remember a late friend of mine was annoyed at Arkham Asylum because Batman would keep talking and pointing out the obvious. At the time, I thought he was exacerbating, but he was onto something. Nintendo caring about the lore. That's a rarity. Yeah, exactly. That's why I pointed it out. So many modern games are guilty of doing this, and it's like they want to insult our intelligence. I don't think they want to insult our intelligence. I mean, if it was just that, if it was just that they wanted to insult our intelligence, I would feel less concerned. It would just be mean at that point. But I think they actually think they need to do this. I think it's two things. I think they feel they need to do it, and to some extent, I do think that if they didn't do it, people would complain that the game is too hard. It's, you know, something I've ranted out about a lot is how you can actually train a player base or movie viewers or show viewers to think a certain story is good or bad based on, you know, based on tricking them with, like, other things like key jangling or member berries or things like that. And so it gets them to really, you know, think that this is the way a good story is told, and then slowly, or not think critically about some things. Like, I don't know. I think it's totally possible that they're afraid of negative reviews because they will get negative reviews if the game is not holding people's hands too much. Especially with this whole thing of more and more prominent developers saying that they get inspiration from movies rather than video games. You know, like the whole thing of we want to tell a story rather than make a game, or communicate a message rather than make a game. It's not what it should be. Sorry, I'm talking too much and not playing too much. The reality is they sift through the data and a lot of people are actually done. Okay, good. I'm glad you agree with me, but the game is too hard because it doesn't tell me how to breathe. That, my friend, is a skill issue. I agree. But there is hope. There are hard games people are still really popular. I'm just afraid that over time that will lessen. Like people, you know, with the popularity of Silksong and Elden Ring, you know, those games are incredible, and they're also incredibly difficult. So there is a hunger for that sort of not hand-holding thing. But, you know, with AI starting to think for us, and even Sony being like, we're making an AI that can play the game for you. Well, it's like, what's the point of playing a game then? Why would you purchase a game? Like, I can already do that. I can go on YouTube and watch a no commentary Let's Play, which I have done for some games. Like, what's the point of owning a game? Okay, actually, I know the point. The point of owning a game and then letting an AI play it for you is to give you a false sense of accomplishment, which triggers that dopamine hit, which gets you coming back for more. It triggers the dopamine hit in a bad way, because all of it, like, even getting this map triggers a little dopamine, but I had to work for it. I had to find Tingle. I had to pay the money. I had to get the rupees. The reality is, and I blame gacha games and for this, a lot of gacha games for this. People are being trained to expect instant reward, or reward for very little, which is why, you know, a lot of these gacha games are now marketed as AFK games. Like, you can get progress by not playing the game. Like, it doesn't help in any way. All of it's connected. No, I bought Romani Ranch and Snowhead map. Oh, I love this guy. Hoot hoot! We meet again, fair child. I love his theme. But if courage and determination burns bright within you, then that's another story. Will you proceed? Yes. So I didn't even plan to do this. I was just trying to get the... But now that I'm here... Oh, great. Okay, okay, I got it. Wait, where's the stone tower? Oh yeah, cool. Hoot hoot. These techniques are meant to not elongate a game. They are made to manipulate you into thinking you're achieving more than you actually are achieving. Yes. I think they want me to use bombs here, guys. In one of my favorite childhood favorite games, the way you unlock multiplayer maps is that you gather secret chips that are placed off the beaten path. Today, that would probably be a microtransaction. Yep. Exactly, yep. %100% be a microtransaction. Nice. $50. What did I get? Did I get the... I didn't get the ones... Oh, I did. Yeah, their way of elongating the game is by getting you to come back, not by producing actual content. Well, sorry, that's not true. And again, like, I have to be fair towards, you know, these gacha games, you know, they do put out a lot of content, but their way of getting you to come back to play is predatory in nature. You know, you can have a good story, you can have a good amount of characters to influence with, or to interact with and whatever, and you know, it doesn't help that the stereotype of a lot of these gacha games are, you know, you're basically collecting anime waifus, you know, that look good. Which, you know, depending on how you feel about that sort of thing, it's not a substitute for a game that actually is drawing you back because of quality gameplay. You know, it's like the first Descendant. It made waves because of the character design. But, you know, you go on Steam and you look at the reviews for it, and it is basically all mixed reviews. It's you know, everything I've heard about it says that it's fun for a little while, but then it gets extremely grindy if you're not willing to pay money. So basically, a game like that is using gacha mechanics and sex appeal to get you to coming back, rather than like a compelling narrative or quality gameplay. Oh joy, I think I've seen those models. The models of the first Ascendant. Like, people talk about how, you know, I don't know if I want to get into that now. Oh, it's already 6:15. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna have to do this the next time. I didn't realize what time it was. Sorry, we might have to start that little quest over again. Yeah, the devs are freaking lucky they have powerful hardware. Otherwise, they'd actually have to optimize their games. and create creative means to get players to come back to their games, rather than just cheap tactics that don't really, you know, do anything for the player. But we can talk about that later. Okay, this was fun. Seeking the Sky. I'm sorry for frustrating you this time around, but I have the chat on the side right now. I'll do that from now on. White Wolf, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Tim and New Game Plus. Anyone else who's listening, thanks for hanging out. This is a lot of fun. Tomorrow we're going to continue on with Majora's Mask. We'll go through pretty much until Monday, which we'll do 2 more days of Metroid Prime 3. I did a short demo showcase for a new indie game coming out called The Mad King Redemption. It's a beat 'em up 2D HD game. Check it out. You know, it's a small dev team, 3 guys making a game. It was fun. But yeah, go check it out if you can, and look at their page on X. Anyway, have a great Wednesday, everybody, and I will see you all tomorrow.